Hey everybody, I'm Mark Mazzatenta and I'm here to help strengthen your guitar skills. Today's topic is a huge one. We're going to take a look at Frank Gambale's speed picking technique. And here's the book that you should get if you don't have it yet. It came out, I think, originally in the mid-'80s, so that's how long he's been playing this way, if not longer. And it's a great book, so you should check it out. And I'll be referring to certain pages today with some of the examples. I think I first heard Frank Gambale with Chick Corea's Electric Band and back in the 80s. And watching him, you just couldn't believe what his hands were doing and the notes that were coming out. It's just unbelievable. So it certainly got my attention. So I've been listening to him through the decades and kind of dabbled in trying to see what he was doing and maybe trying to play some of the things he was doing. But recently I've kind of dug a little deeper into the book and tried to play some of these exercises. Okay, I haven't mastered them in any shape or form, but you'll see the benefit of just trying to do these. And you're going to realize it's not just about the right hand picking, but it's equally about what the left hand is doing. And they're both going to be challenged to work in ways that you haven't worked them before. So don't give up. Don't quit. Do not quit. It just takes a little time to get used to it. Now, I'll be referring, like I said, to some page numbers and some of the exercises, but realize that there are other videos on YouTube and even Frank Gambale's instructional videos where you get super close-up pictures of everything. So you might want to check those out too. I'm just going to kind of set up the beginning stages of how to do this and maybe how to prepare for it. Number one, be ready for stretches in the left hand. You might just start working on being able to stretch to where there's a fret between each finger. Now, most people can play with finger 1 and 2 with a fret in between like that. So that's fret 5 to 7, but doing it with finger 2 and 3 is a little harder, or 3 and 4. Now, that's what's involved in some of the licks. So they do require some stretching. Sometimes your first finger will be on fret 5 and your pinky will be on fret 10. That's how far some of the stretches are. And you're not really meant to keep your hand in one place and just reach in a tight way, because that's going to hurt. But yeah, you'll probably have to kind of move your hand, kind of roll it from side to side to get some of those stretches. So I'm going to start referring to page numbers. If you have the book, you can follow along. If you don't, I'll just describe what's happening here. So on page 7, example 10, there's one of these stretches that goes, okay, that's on string 3. You have fret 4, 5, 7, and you're using your second finger on 5 and your third on 7. So again, there's a fret in between that's not being used. And that takes a little bit of spread there. Page 7, the next example. Example 11. Again, has a stretch with finger 1, 3, and 4 on fret 5, 7, and 9. These will take a little time to develop a little stretchiness in your hand. Page 8, example 12. Oh yeah, here's another stretch. 1, 2, 4, 2. there's from fret 5 to 10, and you have first finger, fret 5, second finger, fret 7, pinky on fret 10. Like that. Here's another stretch. So that's fret 9 with your pinky, fret 8 with your third finger, and fret 5 with your first. These are all on different strings, neighboring strings. And in some examples, you have multiple stretches kind of strung together. And on page 10, example 4, oh yeah, this is one of my favorites. He's got okay, so there's 3 notes on 3 neighboring strings, fret 8, 10, 12, and then he joins it with 10, 12, 14, but it's with finger 2, 3, and 4, which is, you'll feel that stretch. Fret 10, fret 12, fret 14, with 2, 3, and 4. Like that. So he's got them strung together. See, and the example is much longer, but if you can divide the examples up into shorter little segments, maybe just starting with a little sweep across 3 strings, and then maybe adding a 4th note. This one's harder with finger 2, 3, and 4. But occasionally you'll get it right and you'll think, oh, yeah, that kind of looked like what I'm used to seeing in the Frank Gambale videos. Like my hands are actually looking like his hands a little bit. And it'll give you that little glimpse of success where you might want to keep doing it. All right, so be prepared for some stretches. Finger rolls. What is a finger roll? Well, there'll be times where he uses one finger, kind of like a bar, but he's playing individual notes. Now the hard part is making them separate, because if you just go, you don't want them ringing together. So the hard part is, actually rolling your finger from one string to the next. And I've seen him do it with every finger. So it could be finger 2, could be finger 4. And of course he does it at lightning speed. Mine's all mushy, but that's something that he uses a lot, especially with arpeggios. So for instance, a C minor arpeggio, he'll use his third finger to hit to play on string 1, 2, and 3, kind of rolling it, and then the root on string 4. So that's pretty cool. And in a C major arpeggio, there's a finger roll there. C, G, on the 8th fret of string 1 and 2. And then at the end, he's got a finger roll on string 5 and 6 to get back to the root. So these things, they take a little practice, especially getting the kind of staccato separated thing. That's the amazing thing. He'll be sweeping up and down for long periods of time, and every note is so articulated just perfectly. Mine's all mushy, but you can see with maybe additional practice that you can perfect it. What else? Holding the pick. So this is a big topic, and there are videos out there, like I said, that have super close-ups of the whole picking technique. So I'm not gonna repeat all that, but I will say, at least for me, the way I normally hold the pick, I play it with the curved end most of the time because I'm playing kind of jazzy stuff and I want that kind of thick sound. So I had to make quite an adjustment. So now I'm using the pointy end, and I'm really getting my fingers close to that tip, as far down as I can, like that. Now, sometimes the problem is I have nails because I do a lot of finger style, and sometimes my index finger will be right at the same length or contact point where the tip of the pick is, and sometimes that nail will catch and I'll have to say, oh, okay, move that index finger up a little bit so I don't catch it. The other thing is, the whole foundation of this picking technique is not just sweeping, but there's alternate picking in there too. And so it's a combination of both. The main thing is, when you're crossing strings, you're going to go in the same direction with one stroke. That is like the foundation of this whole thing. So let me demonstrate just with a major scale. Most major scale patterns might look like this with alternate picking. Okay, you can see that there's just 2 notes per string, sometimes 3. And I'm going up and down, and it's pretty labor intensive. That's a lot of work. So his method involves putting 3 notes per string for the most part, so that when you have a string crossing, your pick just continues in the same direction without lifting up or alternating. So you have down, up, down, down. That's the benefit. When you cross a string, it's just one stroke. So now compare alternate. Watch my right hand. Compare that to this. You can see it's this very smooth. It's not working as hard because you've taken out some of the pick strokes, and it's this smooth transition from one string to the next. Here's upstrokes. So that's the difference. The other thing about the picking is, yeah, he's super close to the strings. So he's like right on top of the strings, super close. And the pick is angled slightly this way. So it's not straight on, but it's a little bit this way. So that when you're going in this direction, the left edge of the pick is making contact. When you go up, I'm not changing anything, but I'm keeping that same angle. And when you're going up, the right edge of the pick is hitting the string first. And when you watch him play, going towards the floor, his thumb is pretty straight. But when he does upstrokes, his thumb kind of cocks like this. I can't do it, but it's more like that, and he's doing this. So it's really fun. So, but that might take an adjustment for you. All right, so the big magical moment comes when you can play one of the exercises fast enough where it just becomes one motion, this smooth thing. When you watch him play, his his hands just look like this. And 100 million notes are coming out. And you'll get little glimpses of that. You'll be able to do parts of things, maybe to see what the potential is. You know, maybe you just start with like little triplet figures where you can, and then you can kind of build on that. Or arpeggios. There's a minor one. That's harder. 1, 3, 4, that's from fret 5 to 10. And then you have to do a finger roll with 3. I don't think most players would finger a minor chord like that. It's pretty difficult. But you can hear the potential there. It just takes time. It just takes time to get used to this because it's quite different from the regular way of playing. All right, everybody. So I hope that helped take away some of the fear. If I can do some of these little things, I know you can. And you'll probably be able to do it in less time than I will. So try it out, everyone. It's a really cool thing. It'll help with your future playing because now when I see melodies, I'm totally looking at them in a completely different way. For instance, the song Pinocchio by Wayne Shorter. I just chose one from the Fake Book. So now when I'm looking at melodies to play, I finger them more, what is that, horizontal than I do vertical, because I can do these sweeping motions. So the song Pinocchio, I could never play it before, like, because my picking is terrible. But with refingering it the way that Frank Gambale does, I have no problem getting that speed. So it's really helped me. So I'm really learning to refinger melodies, especially ones that are fast, because this Gambale picking technique will help. Good luck, everybody. Thanks for watching. You can watch my 200 other plus instructional and performance videos on my channel, and I'll see you at the next one.